In today's episode, we take a look at setups on the South African Rand, the Mexican Peso, Euro JPY, Pound Swiss Franc, and New Zealand Dollar CAD. As always, we also take a look at some of the best trades from our Discord trading room. Enjoy. Welcome guys to another weekly market review here with FX Price Action. As always, I'm going to keep this short and to the point. And I want to start us off by discussing a setup by Karabu, and that is that he's set up on USD ZAR. Now Karabu's been doing really well in our trading room lately, so it's great to be sharing one of his setups. And he's looking at taking a bit of a long on the USD ZAR with the breakout of this trend line, playing a bit of a head and shoulders pattern. And I'm just going to quickly go to my trading view so we can delve a bit deeper into the setup. Now I want to start us off on the daily time frame, and what you can note here is the market had this big impulsive move, then it had the distribution, and then it came down. And then we created a bit of a expanding flat, and now it's busy heading down again. Now, potentially this could come all the way down to this level I marked over here. But we did hit this 113 extension, and we could potentially find at least a bit of a bounce to this trend line, or even a little bit higher. So just looking on the 4-hour time frame, this is that clear trend line that I've been talking about. And I would imagine that this would be a minimum target if we do find a reversal on this one. And then just finally on the 1-hour time frame, we have a bit of a head and shoulders pattern forming here. We got the shoulder here, we got the head, and potentially now we'll have the left shoulder forming. I've got this neckline drawn in, but I won't be trading the break of this neckline. I'll be looking for a corrective pattern back into this flip zone area. As you see, we had this consolidation before it broke out, and perhaps here we can find a nice reward ratio setup to take this market higher. Yeah, so definitely one we're going to put on the watch list, so thanks for that one, Karabu. Now we have a similar setup developing on the Mexican Peso, and again we have a bit of a flip zone pattern forming over here. So if we find any sort of corrective price action back into this level, potentially here I'll look to get long this market up to this SR level, SR flip level that I'll show you guys now. This flip zone setup, like I say, doesn't work 100% of the time. This is on my back testing about a 50% heat trade on this, but you get quite a good reward ratio. So one of the most profitable setups, at least in my arsenal. So yeah, a good one to look forward to. And let me just zoom out to that daily time frame. As you guys can see here, we had that market finding support. It broke through, and then potentially I'd look to target this market. It is possible that it can go higher, but I'll be happy with this, as it's probably more likely that this market is going to head even lower in the next coming months. Alright, next up, Euro JPY, and we had quite a big bullish run on Euro JPY. We actually did share a long setup at these levels down here, but since then we had this big impulsive move, and then the market moving higher, and then we had the big distribution with some divergence, and then the market started to break down. Now what I'm going to look for is this market to make a bit of a corrective pattern back to this level, and then potentially take a short on this to at least form a running flat, if not actually much lower to form an expanding flat and even fill in this void. But even just to this level, that'll be quite a nice little short. And just moving down to the 4-hour time frame, you guys will see there's a nice little support level up here that broke. So ideally a move back to this level. We actually already had a bit of a short setup over here. The market had our little 1, 2, 3 pattern, and then it ran the stops and then started breaking down. So one that looks poised to go a bit lower, so definitely one I'll be watching this week. Alright, Pound Swiss Franc is one we've covered a few times on our weekly market review, and this is a big swing trade that I'm still waiting for. And we had the market clear these lows last week, and then we did have a bit of a bounce. Unfortunately, didn't go low enough to my level, so I am hoping that this isn't going to be the bottom. If the market perhaps starts correcting over here, then I'll look to take the market higher. But for me, ideally, I would like this market to break these lows one more time and move to this 161 retracement of this move, which is also the 113 extension of this correction. So there's a lot of confluence at this level, so this would be a lot, I'd be able to enter with a lot more confidence if we get to this point, and that would complete our corrective pattern, and then we should ultimately take this market higher perhaps to this level over here, if not much higher. So yeah, still one on the watch list, but one we have to be patient for and see how it develops. And then finally, one to watch early next week, New Zealand dollar CAD. Again, a potential flip zone developing. We had the market clear these highs. We had a bit of a consolidation. This is unfortunately what it looks like right at the market close. I don't know how this is going to open, but if we do have a bit of a break at the open, then perhaps on a retest we can get short this market. And at least expect a little bit of a reaction, but potentially we could even come to the other side of the liquidity, which would be this red line over here. A bit of a risky one, and I don't really like taking trades too early, but for those of you who are awake, perhaps this could be one to have a look at. But that's it from me, guys. I'll see you all in the trading room. Cheers and good luck.